March 19th, 2026, 3:47 a.m. local time. Air raid sirens screamed across Nevatim Air Base in southern Israel. The pilots and ground crews who scrambled from their quarters expected the usual routine: Iranian missiles incoming, defenses engaging, interceptions lighting up the sky. What they did not expect was the name painted in Arabic script on the missile fragments recovered from the smoking crater where Hangar 3 used to stand. Surprised Nasrallah, the name of Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah, assassinated by Israeli forces in September 2024. Iran just named a ballistic missile after the man Israel killed and used it to destroy one of Israel's most critical air bases. Serious. Let me tell you exactly why this matters. This is not just about one missile strike. This is about psychological warfare meeting precision weapons technology. The Nasrallah missile. Official designation unknown. What we know comes from fragments recovered at the impact site and Israeli military assessments. It is a medium-range ballistic missile derived from Iran's Fatah family. Range, approximately 2,000 kilometers. Far enough to hit any target in Israel from Iranian territory. Far enough to reach every American military base in Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, the UAE, and Qatar. The missile uses solid fuel. Liquid-fueled missiles require hours of preparation. Solid fuel missiles can be stored ready to fire. The launch vehicle drives out, stops, elevates, and fires within 10 minutes. No warning, no preparation signature. Iran's solid fuel technology has advanced to the point where they can launch faster than Israel can detect preparation and scramble aircraft to destroy launchers. The warhead is maneuverable. This is not a dumb rocket following a ballistic arc. The Nasrallah's warhead separates from the booster during descent and uses control surfaces to alter its trajectory as it falls. Israeli arrow interceptors are designed to hit objects following predictable paths. When the target starts weaving, the intercept solution becomes exponentially more complex. You can still hit it, but you need more interceptors per target because the probability of a kill per shot drops from around 85% to maybe 60%. The payload is estimated at 650 kilograms of high explosive, not nuclear, not chemical, just 650 kilograms of conventional explosives engineered to penetrate hardened structures before detonation. Warhead impact velocity, approximately Mach 5. At that speed, kinetic energy alone is a weapon, and the name painted on the side is Nasrallah. Hassan Nasrallah led Hezbollah for 32 years, transforming it into a regional military force with over 100,000 missiles. He became a symbol across the Middle East. When Israel killed him in September 2024, they eliminated a strategic adversary but created a martyr. Iran understands martyrdom as a weapon. The Islamic Republic was built on martyrdom narratives. Naming a missile after Nasrallah is the modern evolution of that strategy. Every time Iran fires a Nasrallah missile at Israel, they are launching a symbolic message. You killed our leader. His name now kills you. Every impact site becomes propaganda. Every missile fragment with the name Nasrallah becomes a recruitment tool. Now let me tell you what happened at Nevatim Air Base. Nevatim is one of Israel's 3 primary fighter bases. It hosts 2 squadrons of F-35I Adir stealth fighters, approximately 25 aircraft worth $125 million each. It has refueling tankers that extend Israeli strike range deep into Iran. It has hardened aircraft shelters designed to survive anything short of bunker buster bombs. And it has multiple Patriot and Iron Dome batteries positioned to defend against exactly this kind of attack. The attack came in waves. First, Iranian drones, Shahed 136 loitering munitions, approximately 20 of them. These drones fly slow, around 180 kilometers per hour. They cost roughly $50,000 each. Israeli air defenses detected them immediately. Iron Dome engaged. The drones were a distraction. While Israeli radars were tracking drones, the real attack was launching. 4 Nasrallah missiles fired from positions in western Iran, approximately 2,500 kilometers from Nevatim. Flight time, roughly 12 minutes from launch to impact. Israeli early warning satellites detected the launch. Arrow batteries went active. The engagement sequence began. First missile intercepted at 80 kilometers altitude. The Arrow 3 exoatmospheric interceptor scored a direct hit. Debris rained down over the Negev desert. No damage. Second missile intercepted at 40 kilometers altitude by Arrow 2. Another hit. More debris. The Israeli air defense network was performing exactly as designed. Third missile. This is where it gets interesting. 2 Arrow 2 interceptors fired. Both missed. The missile's maneuverable warhead performed evasive maneuvers during descent. A third interceptor launched, detonated close enough to damage the warhead but not destroy it. The missile continued descending, now tumbling, no longer guided but still ballistic. It impacted 400 meters from the base perimeter, cratered a road, destroyed 2 civilian vehicles, 3 people injured. Fourth missile, no interception. Israeli military spokespeople later claimed the Arrow system experienced a technical malfunction. Either way, the fourth Nasrallah missile hit Hangar 3 at Nevatim Air Base at 3:47 a.m., traveling at approximately Mach 5. The kinetic impact alone was catastrophic. The 650-kilogram warhead detonated inside the structure. Hangar 3 was a hardened shelter with reinforced concrete walls 2 meters thick, blast doors built to survive exactly this kind of strike. The explosion gutted the interior. 2 F-35I fighters inside were completely destroyed. A third was severely damaged, likely a total loss. Estimated cost, $375 million in aircraft alone. Add the hangar infrastructure, maintenance equipment, and spare parts, and you are looking at $500 million in damage from one missile that cost Iran perhaps $300,000 to produce. Let me walk through the cost equation. Iran fired 4 Nasrallah missiles, estimated production cost per missile between $250,000 and $400,000. Total cost for 4 missiles, approximately $1.2 million. Add the 20 Shahed drones at $50,000 each, another $1 million total Iranian expenditure, roughly $2.2 million. Israel's defensive response, at least 6 Arrow interceptors fired at $3 to $4 million each. Conservative estimate, Israel spent $20 million on interceptors. Add Iron Dome engagements, another $2 million. Israel's total defensive expenditure, approximately $22 million, and that is before losses. 2 F-35 aircraft destroyed, $250 million. 1 F-35 damaged beyond repair, $125 million. Hangar infrastructure, $50 million. Total Israeli losses, $425 million. Iran spent $2.2 million and inflicted $425 million in damage, while forcing Israel to expend $22 million in defensive munitions. That is a cost exchange ratio of roughly 200 to 1 in Iran's favor. This is not sustainable for Israel. Here is the number that should terrify Israeli defense planners. Israel's total Arrow interceptor inventory is estimated at somewhere between 200 and 300 missiles. Iran has already launched over 300 ballistic missiles at Israel since February 28th. If Israel fires an average of 2 interceptors per incoming missile, Israel will deplete its Arrow inventory within 60 days. Manufacturing replacements takes months, while stockpiles are being depleted in weeks. Iran's missile production capacity is significantly higher. Iranian defense industries can manufacture approximately 300 to 500 medium-range ballistic missiles per year. They have been stockpiling for 2 decades. Current estimates suggest Iran has between 2,000 and 3,000 ballistic missiles in inventory. Israel has perhaps 250 Arrow interceptors remaining. The math is brutal. Iran can outlast Israel in a war of attrition. Now let me explain the multi-layered implications of this strike, because the destruction of Hangar 3 at Nevatim matters on levels that extend far beyond the immediate damage. The military layer, Israel just lost 10% of its F-35 fleet in a single strike. The F-35I Adir is the platform Israel relies on for strikes deep into Iranian territory, the aircraft that can penetrate hostile airspace and deliver precision strikes on hardened targets. Israel purchased 50 F-35s at approximately $6 billion total. 3 are now gone. That is a direct operational capability reduction. Every mission into Iranian airspace now has fewer aircraft available. Sortie rates drop, mission planning becomes constrained. And replacing those aircraft will take years. Israel cannot simply order 3 more F-35s and have them delivered next month. The economic layer, Israel is spending $3 to $4 million per interceptor to stop $300,000 Iranian missiles. The Israeli defense budget for 2026 is approximately $24 billion, but sustained air defense operations are consuming that budget at catastrophic rates. Arrow interceptors alone could cost $700 million if Israel fires 200 during this conflict. Add Iron Dome, David's Sling, and aircraft operations, and you are looking at multi-billion-dollar costs for a 3-week war. The economy is already strained. Tourism is gone. Foreign investment has paused. The shekel has depreciated 8%. Defense spending is crowding out everything else, while Iran's costs remain a fraction of Israel's expenditures. The psychological layer, the name Nasrallah on that missile, is central to the strategy. Iranian state media runs 24-hour coverage showing the impact site, showing the name on recovered fragments, showing commanders explaining that Nasrallah's legacy lives on in the missiles that strike Israel. The message, martyrdom leads to immortality. Inside Israel, the psychological impact is different. Israelis confront the fact that killing Nasrallah did not end the threat. It multiplied it. Israel killed the man. Iran weaponized his memory. The strategic layer. This strike demonstrates that Iran can hit Israeli air bases with precision, a direct hit on a specific hangar containing high-value aircraft. That level of accuracy suggests Iranian targeting intelligence is extremely good, and their missile guidance systems are far more capable than previous assessments indicated. If Iran can hit Nevatim, they can hit Tel Naf Air Base, Hatzarim, Ramon. These bases host Israel's most advanced aircraft, refueling tankers, and AWACS early warning aircraft. If those bases become untenable because Iranian missiles can strike them repeatedly, Israel loses its ability to project air power. Without air superiority, Israel's entire military doctrine collapses. Let me tell you what the official narrative says versus what the operational reality shows. Israeli government spokespeople described the Nevatim strike as a limited success for Iran that caused manageable damage. They emphasized that most Iranian missiles were intercepted, the base remains operational, and no pilots were killed. All of this is technically true. It is also strategically irrelevant. The missiles that got through destroyed $425 million in assets. The base's operational capacity is reduced. Its defenses are depleted. Its vulnerability demonstrated. Iranian statements tell a different story. They emphasize the precision, name the specific hangar hit, and claim this proves Israeli air defenses can be defeated. They are building a narrative of inevitable victory through attrition, and the operational evidence supports their narrative. Iranian missiles are getting through at higher rates. Israeli interception rates have fallen from approximately 90% in early March to between 70 and 80% now. That 10 to 20 percentage point drop represents the difference between sustainable defense and systemic failure. At 90%, Israel can manage the threat. At 70%, 1 in 3 missiles gets through. The missile that hit Nevatim was the 4th in a salvo of 4. 3 were engaged, 1 got through. That is a 75% interception rate. If interception rates drop another 10 percentage points to 60%, 2 out of every 5 missiles impact their targets. At that point, air defense becomes damage mitigation, not protection. Let me give you the timeline of what comes next. Iran has announced the Nasrallah missile will be produced in large quantities. Promotional videos show production lines. Future variants will have extended range and improved accuracy. This is a new production line designed to generate hundreds of these missiles over the next 12 months. Israel's response options are limited, and all of them are bad. Option 1, accept the attrition. Keep firing interceptors, keep losing aircraft and infrastructure, hope the war ends before defensive stockpiles run out. This is the current strategy. It is failing. Option 2, strike Iranian missile production facilities, except those facilities are dispersed, hardened, and defended by the same air defense systems now tracking F-35s in real time. The mission would require dozens of aircraft, hundreds of munitions, and acceptance of significant losses. Option 3, escalate to weapons that do not require aircraft, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, potentially nuclear delivery systems, if the situation becomes existential. This is the option nobody discusses publicly, but it becomes more likely as conventional options exhaust. Here's what I want you to understand. Iran just destroyed part of an Israeli airbase with a missile named after a man Israel killed. That sentence contains 3 layers of meaning. Layer 1, the operational. Iranian missiles can hit Israeli military infrastructure with precision despite sophisticated air defenses. Layer 2, the economic. The cost-exchange ratio favors Iran so dramatically that Israel cannot win a war of attrition. Layer 3, the psychological. Iran has turned Israeli victories into propaganda weapons. Killing Nasrallah did not weaken Hezbollah or Iran. It gave them a martyr whose name now flies on missiles. 3 F-35 fighters destroyed or damaged beyond repair. $425 million in losses from a $2.2 million attack. Israeli Arrow interceptor stockpiles depleting at unsustainable rates. Iranian missile production lines ramping up. and the name Nasrallah painted on weapons that Israel cannot consistently stop. This is not the war Israel planned to fight. This is the war Iran designed, a war where Israeli technological superiority is neutralized by Iranian mass production, a war where precision interception is defeated by volume saturation, a war where every Israeli tactical success, every leader assassinated, every facility destroyed, becomes raw material for Iranian strategic narrative. The story the mainstream media tells is about resilience and defense. The story the numbers tell is about attrition and mathematics. Both are true. Only one predicts what happens next. Iran's Nasrallah missiles just proved that killing your enemy's leaders does not end the war.